Hey everyone, we're going to talk about how President FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, how he revolutionized the way a president communicates with the American people. And during the Great Depression, he is going to use the new invention of the radio to do just that. And these talks are going to be called Fireside Chats. So Americans would often, in the evening, sit around the fireplace, listen to their radio, and he wants to take advantage of that to talk about how he is going to be trying to help average ordinary Americans. And he wanted to talk about how his series of programs, remember what it's called? The New Deal, his New Deal programs, how they are helping Americans that are looking for assistance. So he would explain how these programs would benefit them, explaining how the FDIC would protect their money if they put it in the bank, how the AAA is going to help crop prices start to go up, the Agricultural Adjustment Act, how Social Security will be a safety net for Americans. So here he is on the radio. You see NBC, CBS, talking to these people in the evenings, telling them how he's going to help them. And people you see listening around their radio. Again, this is before TVs. It's dark, it's cold at night. Definitely something that a lot of Americans are going to do during this time. Something else we're going to talk about is his wife, Eleanor Roosevelt. So President FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, had polio, and it eventually paralyzed him, and he was not able to walk. So Eleanor Roosevelt is kind of going to be his eyes and ears, is going to travel in his place, is going to also help out in the Great Depression in many different ways. And here she is, right here. She's going to try to help fight for women and help the poor, the very poor during the Great Depression. So it's important we remember her too. But before we conclude this short mini little lesson, let's just take a listen to a piece of FDR's Fireside Chats. Go to the end.
Find that they can get their money, that they can get it when they want it, for all legitimate purposes. The phantom of fear will soon be laid. People will again be glad to have their money where it will be safely taken care of, and where they can use it conveniently at any time. I can assure you, my friends, that it is safer to keep your money in a reopened bank than it is to keep it under the mattress. The success of our whole national program depends, of course, on the cooperation of the public, on its intelligent support, and its use of a reliable system. Remember that the essential accomplishment of the new...
So there you're hearing President Roosevelt tell the American people directly that are listening to him in the evening on these fireside chats that the banks are going to be safe to use. Please don't worry about the banks. It's much safer for you to start putting money in these banks and having it be safe and secure than putting it under the mattress, as you heard him say. So what program do you think he's talking about? Which New Deal program do you think he is trying to tell them is going to protect their money? Well, it would be the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or FDIC, which insures your money and makes sure you'll get up to $250,000 back if a bank fails. So he's trying to say it's safe. And that's because if Americans start using banks again, banks have money and they can invest that money in businesses and help the country recover themselves. So that's been a quick lesson on Fireside Chats and Eleanor Roosevelt. Thanks, guys.